potential energy, and kinetic energy. Potential energy is defined as the energy by virtue of a body's position or configuration, calculated as a product of weight and height. Kinetic energy is defined as energy of motion calculated as 1/2 mv squared. When the foot makes contact with the ball, the kinetic energy of the foot is transferred into the ball. Mechanical energy is the sum of potential and kinetic energy, representing the total energy of a system. While the kicker and the ball are at rest with no external forces acting on them, they are at maximum potential energy. When the kicker starts his approach, his kinetic energy increases as his potential energy decreases. As the foot makes contact with the ball, the kinetic energy of the kicker is transferred into the ball, giving the ball an increase in kinetic energy as it has a decrease in potential energy. After the foot makes contact with the ball, the kicker loses kinetic energy as he gains potential energy until he returns to his original state of rest. The ball, however, increases in kinetic energy as it decreases in potential energy. Linear momentum is defined as a quantity of motion measured as the product of a body's mass and its velocity. The mass of the kicker will not change throughout the motion, therefore is considered a constant. If mass is a constant, then the only way to increase linear momentum is by increasing velocity. Since the kicker only takes 3 very precise steps, it is very difficult to reach their full velocity. To make up for this, the kicker's first step often starts by falling forward to quickly jumpstart their velocity, thus jumpstarting their linear momentum. The plant phase is the kicker's last step in the approach. Where the plant foot is placed is very important. You want your plant foot located about 9 to 12 inches away from the ball, as seen here by the foot in the blue cleats. The heel of your plant foot should be located around 1 to 2 inches in front of the bottom tip of the ball. In this example, Matt's plant foot is going to be placed too far behind the ball, not allowing for full leg extension, thus making him miss-hit the ball. In this example, Matt's plant foot is going to be placed too close to the ball and won't allow enough room for his kicking leg to hit the ball, thus making him hit too high on the ball, causing a low kick. The lean off is very important because it allows for full extension of the kicking leg. By leaning away from the kick, it allows the kicker's leg to fully extend on contact with the ball. The momentum that was built up through the approach will carry the kicker through the lean off so he doesn't fall. The kicker wants enough lean off to allow both of his legs to take the same angle to the ground. This is referred to as railroad tracks. In this example, Matt has no lean off, causing his foot to hit the ball bent. This ends up in Matt miss-hitting the ball. In order to maximize the power coming from the kicker's foot, he wants to lock his leg the instant before making contact with the ball. This maximizes impulse. Impulse is defined as force multiplied by time. The time the foot is in contact with the ball is around 2/100ths of a second. In order to maximize the force, the kicker will lock his leg immediately before hitting the ball, thus causing leg lock and an increase in force. In this example, Matt will not lock his leg before hitting the ball, and it will cause him to lose power as he hits the ball, as well as cause a low trajectory. Zeb Miller, kicker for the University of North Dakota, explains where the sweet spot is on the ball.
For this week's Pro Tips, I met up with Zeb Miller to learn how to kick. I'm here with Zeb Miller, the kicker on the football team, for this week's Pro Tips, and he's going to teach me how to kick. So what's the first thing I need to know about kicking?
The first thing that you need to know about kicking is the basic fundamentals is where you need to hit the ball and what spot on the ball is the proper spot to hit and what the proper spot on your foot is to hit.
Where is the right spot on the ball and on your foot?
Well, the right spot on the ball is you cut the ball in half, and then we call it the sweet spot. It's just a little bit lower. So right in here is where you want to have contact with the sweet spot of the ball, and that's going to get you the best height and the best distance out of your ball. And then on your foot, we're looking at this part of your bone right here, because this is the hardest part of your foot, and that's where you're going to make contact on your foot to get the best sound out of your foot.
In order to hit the sweet spot, the kicker's leg needs to be locked, his foot needs to be pointed, and he needs the right amount of lean out. In this example, Matt's foot is not pointed, making him miss the sweet spot and mishit the ball. In this example, you can see the foot scrape the ground, which shows that the foot is fully extended. For every 1/4 of an inch off the sweet spot in the horizontal plane, the ball flight can be altered up to 4 yards. In this example, Matt kicks too high on the ball, resulting in a low kick. For every 1/4 of an inch off in the vertical plane, the ball flight can be altered up to 3 yards. Now here's an example of a kicker hitting to the right of the sweet spot, causing a wide left field goal.
Jankowski, the 11th year veteran, to try to bang it through for the game winner. He pushed, no good.
The approach, the plant, the contact, and the sweet spot. The basics of the field goal. Now let's look at the impact and ball flight.